If you believe it, you're gonna make it. Getting stronger by the day, you're invincible. If you believe it, you're gonna make it. Getting stronger by the day, you're invincible.
Welcome to TrendingSA. It's Thursday, 6 p.m. right here on SABC3. We are quarter to the weekend. Hot entertainment has been locked and loaded, dishing out the juice. See, I'm back. The Kasimi is back. Dishing out the juice with me tonight is a visitor who never left. Like, literally, his name is Visitor, and he visited this show and never left. It's more flavor.
Everybody wants to open up the door for this visitor because they know I'm going to stay.
Oh, you better have a bouncer. We also have the Gqeberha born and bred. She calls herself a King Loot, but she's a little princess. All hail, my little princess.
Little? When I'm taller than you? Oh my goodness. What is that?
And on that note, while that dispute gets resolved, our first guest this evening is exceptional. I mean, he is a creative, he's an innovator. He's the recipient of the Standard Bank Young Artist Award for 2020. Jefferson Tshabalala is a writer, director, performer, teacher, owner of the Kiri Pink Knob Arts, which is a black-owned and black-managed art emporium. J Bobs is a mover and shaker in the space, and he speaks a lot about the black experience in the country. Welcome, Jefferson, to TrendingSA.
Thank you so much for having me.
I mean, you look at the theatre space.
Yeah.
You're an innovator, you experiment a lot. You try and change the game where you can. What inspires that? Where does that inspiration come from?
Black people, man. There's like so much flavor in Abantu. And when they consume work, they co-author it. So your next project is in their current response.
That is such a brilliant point, right? And we see a lot of that even just in the way we interact on social media, for example. Sure.
So, no. I'm stressed.
Are you shaking? Are you
No, because I thought you were Zulu. We were arguing about it. And then you were like, I was like, okay, cool, all right. So you are currently embarking on a journey with Updope, at the Sibiko Arts Center. You're starting on the 27th of April.
Yes, on Freedom Day. So we've got a fantastic program that's called Updope Comedy Esibikwa. It's comedy sketches, comedy skits, stand-up comedy, comedy hip-hop. So it's like a full comedy program.
Are you hiring me? I'm available.
I'm
working. I'm black. We are neighboring provinces.
Uyahlekisa.
You giggle at my jokes all the time. Don't act like, you know, you always
you'll be competing with some top acts, so you better bring it. So we've got
who are those acts?
Yeah, you've got
Pop-Pops is there, Titi Chumia is there. Tabiso Mhlongo is going to be there. And then we've got J Boboza, who's like a rap parody. You taught J Boboza.
I taught them, yeah.
Please don't believe anything this man says. The views expressed by him.
Oh, yes. You are disengaging completely.
100%. So tell us, what are you hoping the audience will take away from the show on the 9th of May?
It's the 9th of May is like our Mother's Day special. And we've got an all-female lineup of lovely female comedians. And we're hoping that people are going to feel the opportunity to laugh. Cool. It's been such a tough time for many people. And humor is the one thing that can really turn us up.
I agree.
And we want people to come and take away just like joy and find like the small nuggets and pockets of laughter during this time. So.
I mean, let's actually get deeper into that, how you set up and break down the show. Ubu-dope. I'm saying it right. Dope.
You're so very SABC. We need to cross over a bit.
I mean, break it down for us, you know, in terms of how you've set it up and just the overall experience.
Tina siyahlekisa, man. Like, and we entertain people who on the margin of humor, right? So if I say to you, location, locasi, I would quiz you about township game shows, right? And I say to you, if I say to you, clipper, what does that mean?
Don't ask her, Shane.
I know.
It's $100.
I know it's $100.
And then I would say that guy gets 10 points.
Yeah.
And then I say, Izuga.
Uzuga was 5 cents.
And then he gets the points. Where are you? Don't disappoint me.
Pinkies?
Sorry?
That's $50. I'm listening to I'm past all these amounts. That's what I'm like.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. And then this one is the measurement of distance. What is it?
Meter.
There you go. That's more in your budget.
No, I'm sorry. Like, that was not fair.
And then the people do that.
Can I tell you, the problem is that Loot is one of those girls in the burbs that didn't date a taxi driver. Otherwise, should know these things.
First of all, I took the bus. I had a bus ticket, okay?
Let's talk about this black experience. I mean, you've alluded to it, but I mean, theatre is obviously the canvas that you are sort of using to do that. What is it that you are looking at in that when you talk about this, documentation of the black experience?
That's we have weirdos in black culture. That we have people who love reading in black culture. That there's not a monolithic way to be black.
Right.
Yeah, we're not all
that.
listening to the same music.
Yes.
We're not all dressing the same. We're not all one subculture. We're like, okay, we're an LSM. Feed them this. We've got like some quirky things. We've got game shows. We've got stand-up. We've got improvisation. And we're dealing with topics that like would be considered obscure for that market. But because we've got varied interests. And what we do in our performances is cater to those varied interests.
I want to ask you, because I already think you are doing this. Right?
Yeah,
so there's this notion that theatre is a dying art form.
Oh.
And I want to ask you, one, is it true? Number two, the second question, if it is true, how can we reimagine this space?
I guess when some people use the term theatre and plays interchangeably.
Yeah.
But like when you go to a concert, you're experiencing theatre. When you go to a music show, you're experiencing theatre.
Right.
Wherever you're experiencing like crafted performance, you are engaging with theatre.
If you go into a club?
Yeah, born again.
It's theatre as well.
Theatre.
It's theatre. Come on.
When you see the bottle service coming with the Alice things there, it's a big version of theatre, And that's what we do. We tap into that club scene, we tap into the comedy scene, and we say, even in the theatre, you can be in an environment that looks like you, sounds like you, and vibes with the things that you vibe with. So I would say, definitely in terms of restrictions of people attending productions and restrictions in terms of houses, yes, we are in a tough time, but that's just because there's a global pandemic. But in terms of live performance, people are always going to gravitate to that.
So beyond Dubu Dope, what else can we look forward to this year from you?
So we're producing this range, Scene Power range. We do the POTS t-shirts. Me, I am the POTS. I make me to be done.
Okay.
So we do subverted
That's so
poems.
funny because I'm always getting dragged for looking like that girl.
Then you're our ambassador then. Yeah, we do like subverted poems on merchandise. We do gear. And then we do some films, comedy skits for online purposes.
Nice.
So that's the kind of stuff that we're going to be giving out to the people.
Brilliant. This is great. And I love the fact that you're exploring so many different themes and layers of who we're about as black people, which is awesome. Thank you so much.
There we go.
Yeah, in the house. All right, it's time for an ad break. When we come back, we have Pona Halo in the building. Are you fetching the moon and the stars?
It's called interpretive dance.
Oh, okay.
I'm a man of many talents.
You might even hit me. I'm so straight. Okay, you're still tuned into one of the best talk shows in South Africa, TrendingSA. Ponahalo Mojapelo is a multidimensional creative who has solidified herself as an international model. Oh, y'all shall see her walk. And writer contributing to online magazines such as Bubblegum and Afro Punk. She's also garnering quite the following as a South African DJ and up-and-coming stylist. As a model, she's worked with acclaimed designners such as Tebe Makuku and has featured on Vogue magazine.
Come
Honey,
on.
welcome to TrendingSA. Ponahalo. I mean, girl.
Hey,
Girl, I wouldn't even greet us if I was you on Vogue. I mean,
Yeah.
how you feel?
I'm good. I feel like after doing it a couple of times,
Wait,
I
you've
mean-
been on Vogue a couple of times.
I think maybe 4 or
Oh my
5.
goodness.
I'm not sure. I've lost count.
That's more than Beyonce.
It's just a lot of pressure to stay perfect, but I think I'm doing it quite well. Not that hard.
She can stay. This is one guest
That's what I
can
told the
stay.
producer. I was like, I live down the road, literally. I could have walked here. I can chill.
But you didn't, because you didn't vote.
Of course not. Yeah, bring
I
it
get
to
that.
I know, that's right. I love you so much. So a lot has changed over the years. You know, our perceptions as society have adjusted to the new norm, which is pretty dope. But let's talk about straying away from conventional definitions. What does a new age look like to you?
You know, it's hard to say because things are always changing. Normals are always being reimagined and remade. But I definitely think that straying away from cis heteronormativity is one, which is great. Like inviting more queerness into spaces that isn't just uniform and doesn't just look one way or doesn't just behave one way. Like,
Got it.
And I also think, yeah, it's time for like ugly or different or quirky or weird to rule again, like dressing terribly or just being really random, being really weird and being really, you know, unique and like looking like anything other than the cookie cutter is what's hot right now.
Cool.
So thank God for that for me, 'cause, yeah.
When we talk about people who are securing the bag, like we're talking about you. Like you're a writer, you're a DJ, you're a model. Ne? Don't go in too much into the DJ thing. Ne? How did you get
in? Yeah.
No, don't. We saw how it works out.
Take it to the
Stay
top,
there.
baby.
Yeah,
Take it
stay
to the
there.
top,
So
baby.
in there.
Take it
How
to the
did
top.
you get into all these careers?
Everything kind of happened in 2018. So I lived in Brom. Hi, y'all.
Shout out to Prom.
Yeah, and that's really where like dreams were molded, honestly. I got free DJing lessons from a lady at Kitchener's named Colleen. And then I got suggested for my first ever modeling gig ever. It was a runway show for Neo Serati, who's also quite major.
Can you imagine?
And I think, yeah, from then on, it just kind of kept happening. Because once you do it once, everyone just assumes it's what you do. Like, everyone just assumes that's your job. So every time you do it, you have to just keep like pretending like, this is my job, man. And also, I had to keep the lights on. So I definitely bought it every time I had to. And then, yeah, I kind of wanted to put my pies in as many fingers as possible because I was still studying at the time. So what I really wanted was to make money, like in every way possible. So I DJ'd and I modeled and I styled and I wrote and I just like, I was like, if I suck at any of these things, I have 3 more things to fall back on. If I suck at 2, I have 2 more to fall back on. And even now I'm like taking on more things I want to do.
How do you actually make sure that you still give out as much as you can in a very healthy, positive way, right? Because sometimes it looks like burnout is like a cool thing. Oh, I work so hard. I've got so many jobs. I'm doing so much better than you. But how do you actually keep it healthy?
I feel like the way that like my jobs kind of work, I don't necessarily work every single day. Like, I kind of have a lot of free time actually, like more than it sounds like. But like, I work like 5 days a week. Then for 2 days I have nothing to do whatsoever. Or for a full week I have nothing to do. But everything is dropping. So it seems like, hey, being busy. But actually I shot that like 5, 6, 7 months ago, and I've been chilling for about a week or so.
I love that because it's also about perception. So you may have done something 2 months ago, but when you release it, it sort of joins the queue of many other things you've done and you looked booked and busy. And when you look busy, people want to work with you.
That's what
Is that what you've experienced as well?
I wouldn't even know that I've been chilling for 2 weeks. I'm just like everywhere. I'm like, I'm literally in my house, like rotting and resting. But
you're working at it. So when you look at the future in terms of, new ventures to get into, what exactly is that for you? Considering that your MO is like doing everything.
Yeah. So I recently acted for Paris Fashion Week for Tipa Magugu's fashion film, and I was pretty good. Everyone was like, "Wow, girl!" I'm like, right?
I love your energy. Your energy.
Thank you. So everyone was like, "Damn, girl, you've done this before." I'm like, "No," but then I really want to get into it, just because I think I could do it. Anything that the industry kind of opens up to me, I'm really like open to. I think also I've kind of like passed the point of like doing something outside of the entertainment industry just because I've already done so many things. I've already done modeling, I've already done DJing, I DJ for Moonchild as well. So I feel like that ship of like having an office job has kind of sailed and I'm really embracing that. So anything like media related, like acting, I'm really, really like interested in right now.
Any plans to follow suit with everybody that is leaving the country?
You know what? That's where the money resides. But I'll always come back and impart on my expertise. No, to be honest, the money resides like over there. Yeah. But even now, like I'm writing remotely, so when I write, I get paid in dollars and euros sometimes. So I'm just like, that's nice. But definitely, because I've been overseas before, I don't mind going again and coming back. It's not something I'm
You're such a
Scared of.
vibe.
You're a vibe.
You're such a
Thank you so
vibe.
much,
I've
yeah.
like completely fallen in love with you. I'm done. Like, oh.
You can replace her if we just get
Listen, I live like 2 minutes away. I was
Yeah,
like,
well,
I'm already here, so I can
I'm not saying
definitely.
we're letting you go.
Where the world is going is not where you are going.
Yeah,
if
and-
anybody should go.
And she's got a vision, which is beautiful, and she's just living it out. Like
What
she's
my
told
name
you.
means as well.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm glad you noticed what I did there. You see?
That's
Aye,
it.
man. Thank you so much for joining us and
You
all the
see why
best.
you have
Thank
to
you
you
for
missed
having
it.
us.
Oh my gosh, God.
Well, after the break, Vodacom Consumer Business CEO Jorge Mendes joins us right here in the studio. Don't miss it.
Hey.
Yeah, we're feeling the vibe. Welcome back to Trending SA right here on S3. So, as the world transitions into recovery from the impact of COVID-19 as this pandemic, Vodacom is celebrating what the human spirit can achieve when combined with technology. I mean, last week we announced that Vodacom's refreshed brand tagline, Further Together. And guess what? Jorge Mendes, our good friend from Vodacom, joins us. He's the Chief Officer at Vodacom Consumer Business to basically tell us more about exactly how humanity meets technology with this brand refresh. George, welcome back. Good to have you.
Thank you so much. It feels like home already, to be honest. So lovely to be here. Thank you so much.
Fashionably, you're killing it.
And you know
I'm
what?
super proud.
Ruth actually knows that you're a fashionable guy. She actually changed her hair.
Oh, wow.
Just for this segment.
I had to
humbled.
I had to show up. I had to step up.
George, let's talk about Further Together. What does that mean for Vodacom and most importantly, the biggest stakeholder, which is the South African consumer?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a really good question. And if I can just spend a moment on that, because for me, what's really important is to ensure that the communities at large clearly understand that this is not just a logo that we're changing. It's not just a payoff line that we're changing. We are fundamentally trying to achieve amazing things, which is what technology can unlock with the human capability, the human possibilities, and that combination can allow us to go much further together. So it's about collaboration, it's about co-creation, it's about getting stuff done through partnerships, and we've seen some of that unfold already with the distribution of COVID vaccinations, you know, and the cold storage solutions. That's the real stuff that we're talking about. So it's really not just a superficial layer brand change. You know, often marketing directors come on board and somebody's got to do something.
Sure.
I can assure you it's not that, it's the real deal.
That's good.
Is this a brand campaign or is it a product campaign?
No, it's effectively a brand positioning. It's a change of what we're intending to do. We're a platform organization. We're evolving to a real technology organization from a telco. So this is a shift and a change, not fundamentally, but it's an acceleration of a direction that we're going into. So this is not intended to be purely just a product. It's more a co-creation, as I said earlier, of everything that we want to do. So it will be integrated into all the products. It will be integrated into various campaigns, but it's a fundamental way of how we're going to operate going forward.
I really must say, like, I love the collaboration between, you know, humanity and technology. It's perfect for a time like, you know, now, and it's very purposeful. So, George, last time you were here, you spoke about cutting data prices, and you actually did.
Yeah!
My word.
I still buy data, so I'm very happy. So tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's part of our continuous drive to make data affordable, more and more affordable. So it's our democratization of data, if you like, journey. And we did say that we'd make that commitment. We have made that commitment. So effectively at the 1 gig 30-day open market price, we're now the most cost effective in the market. And I think it's important to communicate that, not as a bragging anything, but just purely on our continuous drive to make data more affordable.
Yeah.
This won't be the end. And in some instances, we've given more value for the same price. So there's a combination of cutting prices for the same amount of data, and then also giving a lot more data for the same price.
It's okay to brag, George. Brag. It's okay. If you're doing better than the others, it's okay.
In fact, I want to bring something in here, George, because your headline price for a gig bundle valid for 30 days is down by 14% from 85 Rand to 85 Rand, and it's coming from 99 Rand. Apparently, as Blair was even referring to, very competitive comparing to the others. How do you feel about that? Because it's obviously a step in the right direction.
No, absolutely. And as I say, we're proud of being able to make that decision. It's a decision that we take. It has a financial impact to us, but we do believe that it's the right thing to make data more affordable. That same price point was 149 Rand just over a year ago. So you can see that in just over 13 months, 149 has become 85 for 1 gig. And it's this continuous journey that we're on. And these are open market prices. In addition to that, we have Just For You, and that's personalization of data, or any offers for that matter. So you could go into USSD or the My Vodacom app, and you'll get other unbelievable offers. So that's in addition to what we're doing in the headline prices.
Sure. George, is there a specific link between dropping data prices, which is something that I love you for, you are a hero, George, and the Further Together campaign?
So there is a link, and again, it's in line with this journey that we're going on, because clearly this is the oxygen, this is the fuel, if you like. So if it's more affordable and accessible to everybody, what did we say the last time? We said we will not stop until everyone is connected. And pricing is a fundamental part of that. So the moment that you can have connectivity to more and more people out there, things can happen. So suddenly we're not selling, as I've said before, connectivity to a tablet. It's education for some child that's taking place. And that's the difference. What technology and the human spirit can unlock is fundamentally different. It's not just pieces of technology or megabits and data. So they are linked. It's the journey. It's the first phase of it. In addition to that, we make smartphones more and more affordable. We have Vodacom branded devices. We've put over 4.2 million devices into the market at heavily subsidized prices. So it's also the hardware that the actual connectivity goes into. So it's a mission we're on, it's a journey we're on, and absolutely it is linked, and we want to make sure that we continue on this trajectory.
I like it. Love it.
We are literally so obsessed with this Further Together campaign. It's so purposeful. In fact, you guys had a very successful launch last week, yeah? Further Together launched at the Vodacom studios. How was that? And can we actually do a TrendingSA takeover?
I think that's a good idea.
At the studios
That'd be
very
lovely.
soon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? Is this a go?
Fantastic. It's a go, for sure.
Bring us into yours.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm already planning my outfit.
Done
I don't
deal.
know about you guys. I'm already planning my outfit.
Done deal.
And the hair, of course. You know how it goes.
Absolutely.
All the designers call me.
George, this is exciting stuff, and you're living up to exactly that, Further Together. So thank you so much. We're always happy to be here, and we can't wait for that ZAR takeover. We're actually ready. We mean it. We're serious. We want to take over.
Like we literally
I mean
will.
that too. Really.
But then you also have to join us, right?
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a done deal, for
But
sure.
the whole show, though, not just a segment.
Done. We'll do the whole show. I'll try and do my bit, but it's a done deal.
With technology and humanity, we can go further together. Vodacom.
Remember to follow Vodacom and TrendingSA on the socials. And as always, winning big with Vodacom is the coolest thing. Great prizes to give away. Tomorrow is the big one. We're talking smartphones, data up for grabs. So we just want to make sure that you stay connected and that we go further together with Vodacom. I mean, come on. That's what it's all about. Be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Good night.